I'm Mary Ketcher. I'm the owner of Merrimark Mortgage. There are some exciting changes going on in our industry right now that you may not have heard about yet. They have to do with the Fannie Mae desktop underwriting system, which is referred to as Fannie Mae DU. There have been some changes that are actually going to make it a little bit easier for some borrowers to qualify and even help streamline the loan process a little bit as well. So what is this Fannie Mae desktop underwriting system? This is a software program, basically, that the lenders will use to do an initial determination of whether a loan meets the general criteria of the loan file. So what happens is when we take an initial application, we will take that application and upload it into this software system along with your credit report. And then we run the software against it so that it's looking for things like, does this person qualify for the program they're applying for? It's going to look at debt to income ratio, and it's going to analyze the credit report and look for things on there that may throw you out of being able to qualify for a program. This is a really important first step because we need to get an approval from this system before we can actually proceed with the loan. If you don't get approval, there are some lenders that will do what they call a manual underwrite and not require that upfront system approval, but those are really limited in the lenders that will do that, and it's much harder then to get qualified if you don't get that initial approval. So these changes that are happening are really important because one of the primary ones that we've already seen help a lot of borrowers with is that the debt to income ratio has been increased from 45% to 50%. What that means is they'll look at your file and they'll analyze your debts and divide that by your income. And they want that, in the past, it's always needed to stay at 45% or below. With that added flexibility now of being able to go up to 50%, we've been able to qualify a lot more buyers that otherwise might have had to either be denied or switch into an FHA program that allows a little higher ratio. So that's one great change. The second one has to do with self-employed borrowers. Under Fannie Mae, they usually require 2 years of tax returns. Sometimes this is difficult for a self-employed person, particularly if their business is only a few years old and they're showing increasing income. If you have to provide 2 years, you need to average that income. But if you're able to just show your most recent year where you did a little bit better, you may have a better chance of qualifying. In the past, we've had to use 2 years. Going forward, there will be instances where the system looks at all of the factors involved in the loan, and if it feels that it meets the criteria it's looking for, it may only ask for 1 tax return, which again could help a self-employed borrower to qualify. The third one has to do with the credit report itself. When we run your credit, we'll often see that there are accounts that you may have disputed. Maybe you feel that the balance is incorrect or that they're showing a late payment or something that is not right, so you'll dispute that account. When you dispute an account, it removes it from the calculation of the credit score. In those cases in the past, the lender has always required that we remove any disputes on those accounts so that it calculates into the actual credit score. One of the changes that they're talking about is some of those disputed accounts, when the program goes through this analysis, it may not ask for those to be removed. That can again streamline the loan process and make it much easier. Now, if there are things like late payments on them, you still have that issue to deal with. But if it's simply an account that you disputed maybe a year ago, but now you've been paying it routinely on time, rather than having to remove that dispute, we just include that payment in your debt to income ratio and we move on. So that's another great advantage. So lots of good things for borrowers going on. If you'd like further information on any of these, feel free to give us a call at 813-910-8020 or check us out on our website, merrimarkmortgage.com. Thank you.